Well, hello, all of you backyard baseballers. Excuse me. I'm just sitting in my studio, guys. It's a Tuesday night. We will be meeting for our seventh session on this coming Friday. We have been having lots of fun out there, running around on the grass with our bare feet, learning the game of baseball, playing as we learn, having fun, having some competition, and you guys are all doing so good. So I was talking to one of the parents on last session on Friday, and we were talking about t-shirts, and then I started thinking about hats. So as a baseball player, hats are part of a uniform, of course. And as you see, I am wearing, well, this is my hat here, and that is that R stands for the Rain Dogs. So this is the team that I had played on in Vancouver during my years here, the Rain Dogs. I also wear number 37 with that team. And so we were talking about jerseys, or sorry, like just a t-shirt or a hat to kind of have as a keepsake for our experience this summer. And so I remember thinking earlier about getting one of you guys to design some sort of a logo, perhaps. And we would pick some colors, talk about it, and discuss as a group if there's more than one design, which design we're going to go with, which color combination we're going to go with, if we're going to do this at all. So it's somebody passing by in front of my studio here. So, so far we've had 16 children partake. Abigail, Logan, Owen, and Wally. Aiden, Thadian, Hannah, Stefan, whose birthday it was last Friday. Happy birthday again, Stefan. Mihailo, Emma and Lacey, Nolan and Ryan. And it just so happens that one of the great pitchers in baseball history's name was Nolan Ryan. Atticus, and then we had two new guys last week, Silas and Ezra, and I think they had fun as well. We're all doing so good. There's been major improvements since the beginning. We've been out there 6 times so far. Everybody's got a glove. You're starting to work those gloves in, as we talked about. You got to get those gloves softened up, pocket developed, keep a ball in it at all times. Take an elastic band maybe at nighttime and wrap it around. Always have a ball in your glove. You got to form a pocket. Those gloves got to get softer. We talked about catching techniques. I'm getting you guys to try to cradle the ball backwards as opposed to push at it and snap. We don't want to be doing that. We are taking lots of swings. You guys are learning about your own swing. You're learning how to hit the ball. Running the bases, we're learning what a force out is, we're learning when you have to tag somebody. The throwing is always one of the most difficult things as a younger ball player. The arms aren't as strong yet, but that's an important aspect too. You guys are all doing very well. You're throwing the ball to me when I'm on the mound pitching. And, but as part of a baseball player or somebody that's interested in it, the uniform is an important part. There's a lot of history of baseball. It's a sport that's 150, 160 years old. The baseball uniform is a very classic thing. Usually there's a jersey, there's pants, there's a belt, the socks, and those belts always got to match the socks. You have shoes, or ball shoes, cleats we call them. And then of course we just spoke about the hat. And then if you're hitting, it's wristbands and gloves and a batting helmet and all of these things. But what we want to do is we want to have a special little design. We want to, either we're going to have a word across a t-shirt, which is not a bad idea, or a logo. So I want to talk to you guys about logos. I've designed some logos in the past for several different projects. And logo design, logos always look simple, but to make it, it's just not that simple to come up with a nice logo that kind of people remember. It's not too busy. We don't want word. We don't want to draw like any big pictures. We want to have something that signifies our experience or what kind of a program we are. So we call ourselves the Backyard Baseballers, and we're learning the game of baseball through Kids at Play, and learning learning how to interact with other children your age. And the sign that I had made, it says backyard baseball, no parents allowed. And it's kind of a joke, but it's part of what I study. And I study the importance of Kids at Play and how that has been changing over the decades. And kids are kind of given less independence to explore and do their thing. So, I'm the adult that's out there, and as kids, you guys are learning how to play against each other, and there's no kind of outside interferences, and it has been going really well. We're enjoying it. It's you guys are coming, you guys are doing so good. You're focused on the game, you're trying to do well and try to perform well, and you guys all are doing that. I am having so much fun. Okay, so let's get back to this logo. Okay, so what are we calling ourselves? So first of all, you guys all see the jersey that I always wear called the Comers across. And oftentimes on a baseball jersey like this one right here, you'll have a word across. Now look at the, it's a simple design. You got the red, the black, and the white trim. Sometimes there's a number underneath, sometimes there's not. But a little bit of trim around the arms and around the neck here. These jerseys are kind of cool. I really like the red color. And then the one that I wear, same thing. Now I did this up for a project. Now this is more in line, this style is more in line with what we're doing. It's kind of playful, colorful. I added a baseball there, a bat with a twist in it. I kind of did that on our sign, the Backyard Baseball sign. And again, this is just a very simple white number on the back. And this one has no sleeves on it, so I wear sometimes yellow underneath, but when I designed it, I went navy and royal blue, so I wear the uniforms actually had navy color underneath. And the hat that went along with those uniforms, now this is a logo that I designed. This was my the navy hat that went with the royal blue, and there was navy coloring in there. We had navy socks and navy belts. But here's a logo design as an example. This is just a sec, somebody's walking by right now. So this is a profile of a face, and I was having fun with this. So I have the eye as a ball. This is the nose, and then the mouth is right here, and that's a ball glove. And then I have also another bat with a twist in it, and that's kind of like a little cowlicky in the hair. And so that was the logo. And people, every time I wear this hat, people ask me, "Oh, what is that? That's cool? What kind of a?" So I got creative, and I just did something. So nobody really knows what it is, but it has a bit of an interesting appeal to it. So that's kind of like an example of a logo. And on that same team, I painted up all of the batting helmets, because when you're playing real ball, you got to have a protective helmet on. These protect your ears. And so we were royal blue and yellow, or as I said before, or royal blue and navy. And I put the logo on the helmet. I spray painted these myself, actually. So that was a helmet example on that team. Now with my team, the Rain Dogs, we generally wear black caps, right? And it's a very simple R logo. I actually tried to think of designing something that was a little bit more creative at one point, but I just let, it wasn't my say, so I just left it at that. But I always, I'm proud of my hat. It's 17 years I've been involved with this team, and you can see how it kind of goes together with that uniform right there. So that's another example of a logo there. And this is a batting helmet that I painted up as well. I put my own number on that, 37, black, red, and I made a stencil and I painted the R on that, so when I'm hitting This is the helmet I wear. Most people have their own personal helmet on a ball team, just like your glove. And that's another thing about ball gloves. Like, you know, ball players, generally it's kind of taboo to put your hand in somebody else's glove on like a ball team. Like, players love their glove. It's their little baby. Okay, so getting back to the Comer's jersey. So this jersey right here, so sometimes we had a yellow hat as well. So we went yellow hats with that jersey, and we had the navy blue sleeves coming out. So that's the same logo up there, the Comer's logo. And then, you know, so just sticking with logos, like if one of you guys out there, like Abigail, Logan, Owen, Wally, Aiden, Thadian, Hannah, Stefan, Mihailo, Emma, Lacey, Nolan, Ryan, Atticus, Silas, and Ezra, I know one of you guys is going to have a creative and artistic talent to think of something interesting, either on a logo or a t-shirt with a name across. And I think if we put a name across, we should put the Backyarders. We can put a small little the with Backyarders. So if somebody can come up with a cool little Backyarders only, you know, you have maybe something a little bit interesting in there, not too busy, and with your own, you know, your own style of lettering or something, that'd be a cool t-shirt, the Backyarders. And then maybe we can put numbers on the back of that. That's an idea right there, and we'd have to think of colors. So I want you guys to start thinking of this. Another example of a logo, this is a Vancouver. I actually had this red hat, there was nothing on it. I found this logo, cut it out, sewed it on, and that's the old Vancouver Canucks logo right there. It was just a hockey stick, and it was kind of shaped like a V for Vancouver, and it's very simple. It was very square, but people remembered it. So remember, with a logo, we want to have something that has significance, but it's simple-ish kind of. We don't want to go too busy with a logo. If we have a ball hat on, we want to look like a traditional baseball hat. Also with the Rain Dogs, we had black jerseys with and then when the black jerseys were worn, the red hats were used. So I always wear that hat around town. That matches with my black Rain Dogs hat, and I always like wearing the red one around too. What other do I have here? I got one. This is a major league team. This was like their 1970s, early 80s uniforms. This was the San Diego Padres, and all they do up there, oftentimes in baseball, they'll just put the, you know, San Diego, SD. Same with New York, you'll see the N and the Y. Very simple, very classic, two colors, blue and white for the Yankees. This one, I love these. This is down in San Diego, so they have the brown and the yellow combo, and their uniforms in today's game, 2024, they got really cool uniforms, the San Diego Padres. So if you're one of the kids out there on the old backyard baseball program that might want to try to design something pretty cool, I challenge you to go on, and Google up some Major League Baseball uniforms, some cool baseball hats, some logos, get some ideas. The St. Louis Cardinals have a really cool jersey. They have Cardinals written across, and there's a baseball bat underneath, and on the baseball bat, two Cardinals sit on each end. These red cards. It's a really beautiful uniform, and they look really good when they wear white, and then it's red for them. And here's one right here that I just bought last year when I was driving across the United States, actually. I drove through Kansas City. I saw a Kansas City Royals baseball game. And I've always loved these hats in this color. See how simple this is? It's a beautiful blue color, like a royalish blue, and it's just very simple. They got KC on there, Kansas City, and everybody knows, like, you're representing Kansas City, and it just happens to be the initials of my mama, Karen Como. So I've always kind of, in recent years, had a Kansas City Royals hat, and I just wear it kind of, I like it, A, and B, it's my mama's initials. And then if I go to one more logo, this is actually another NHL team. I showed you the Canucks. This is the Montreal Canadiens. See how simple that is? And it was like, I think this stood for, like, you know, Club de Hockey Canadien or something like that. but that's a very classic logo right there. Everybody recognizes it. See how simple it is? It's not too busy. So I hope that one of you guys out there, you know, after watching this video, has an idea. So either we're going to go with a simple logo and we'll get really cool hats. Everybody gets a hat. You can walk around and represent. The backyarders, backyard baseball. Try to think in those lines. That's what we're called. We're called, you know, the program's called Backyard Baseball, but we can call ourselves the Backyarders. I think that's a cool name. And then, you know, you start thinking about a design and colors too. So initially, the colors that I thought that would be cool for us would be like kind of a green and like a forest green and a brown combo. I think that would look really cool. You know, it looks like kind of nature representing where we live in this world. And that's another thing, you got to think about where we're all living. You guys are living in and around Vancouver, the Lower Mainland. We have water, we have big trees, we have mountains, and we have all of those things. Or you can think animals or something like that. But I think we should try to stick with the backyarders, think along those lines, and I think that we could come up with something really, really cool. So let's start thinking about that, and let's get some t-shirts and or hats made up to have a good memory of the experience that we all had as you guys are just beginning to learn the game of baseball. Trust me, baseball is a never-ending it's a lifetime thing. Like, there's so much to the game. We're just learning the very simple aspects of it right now. And you guys are doing very good at that, but the game is very complicated when it's played at the high levels. There's so much strategy going on. There's so many rules, but it's a beautiful game. There's no clock. We're outside. There's green grass. There's beautiful dark colored dirt on a well manicured ball field. And when a ball field is maintained, you know, each city has an own style of their own park, and you can kind of recognize it just by it. They're all different dimensions, kind of colors, and they all have different styles. And it's a really special game to be a part of, guys. And I am very I'm so appreciative for all of you guys and having the willingness and the interest of learning the game and we're having fun while doing it. You know, baseball has a major tradition. Like, you know, there's so much history to it. There's so many characters that have come out of it. It is it's just a beautiful game. And, you know, so my goal with you guys is that you'll walk away, you know, with a desire to learn more about the game of baseball. And I think that you guys should be, you know, checking in on the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, Toronto Blue Jays, have a beautiful logo. People love that one as well. And, you know, watch the game and try to pay attention to what's going on. There's so much to it, and you'll learn a lot by, you know, start to tune into a baseball game and just try to follow along what's going on. Now, we have our own set of rules. We're doing our own little thing there, and we're just learning the basics. So, again, there's so much more to learn, but wouldn't it be really cool if we all had our own hat? And we got to get on this really quick. So, because we have about a month of this left, and we want to get a nice photo of everybody with their hat on or their t-shirt before we all part ways for, you know, maybe forever with me, because I'll be moving back to the East Coast after in September. So once again, guys, thank you very much. I really am having so much fun with you guys. You guys are really cool kids. You guys are funny. You got good senses of humor. You got good sportsmanship going on, and I am really, really enjoying the whole process. So let's get designing a cool logo. The Backyarders. Try to put some style into it. You can look at pictures of baseball uniforms, or just a simple logo. Could be, you know, something like this. Beautiful colors, and we start thinking of a color scheme, 2-3 colors, and a logo and or t-shirt with the Backyarders across it. So I'll see you guys on Friday night. Thanks for tuning in, and have yourselves a great sleep tonight.